Hey, I did it right this time. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Fight Library. I'm your host, Blaine Henry, and today's the last day that the YouTube and Twitch guys have to look at me in this 100p. Hey, Tovan. Axios is on. What's up, bro? Welcome to the show. Tovan's one of those great Patreon subscribers that you all should check out. So yeah, today I'm talking about a bunch of fights. I'm talking UFC London. We're going to be talking about Glory for a second here. The NCAA Wrestling Finals, and of course, what was the other one? Oh yeah, Thor versus Eddie, the boxing match. So yeah, if you see me look off to the right, this week we're live on Instagram. What's up, Instagram? Hey, look at the hearts that drop, and this is awesome. So guys, this is a live show. Drop me some questions. Drop me some comments. Tell me what you think. Hearts, thumbs up, whatever you do. If you want to get at me and hit me up after the show, Blaine Henry TFL on Twitter, Fight Library on Instagram. And yeah, if you want to support the podcast a little bit more, Fight Library on Patreon, $5 a month, and you can get all that and a bag of chips. So I'm going to start off the show first. Bruce Bob Trotter on, not Instagram, on YouTube said Dan Hooker is almost as good at getting murdered as actual hookers, bro. Agreed? Dude, Hooker has fallen off a cliff. I mean, he has just, it's ugly. I mean, it really is ugly at what he looks like fighting, because, whew, that was rough, man. I'm going to get to that fight here in a second. But the main fight I want to talk about first is the main event. But on that card, Dan Green River Killer. yeah, pretty much. But anyways, like I was saying, this is going to be the last time that the Twitch and YouTube guys, because I just ordered a 4K webcam. You can see how ugly I am in real life, for real. So yeah, Tom Aspin on Alexander Volkov. They headlined UFC London, which was a fantastic card. From start to finish, it was like, wow, this is great. So we had Takashi Sato and Gunnar Nelson go to decision. What else? Who else went to decision? Jack Shore and Timur Valiev went to decision. Elise Reed and Corey McKenna went to decision. And that was it. The rest of the fights, the rest of the cards were not a decision. They were great. Even those decision cards were great. Magico Pick, thank you, bro. Mago Pick, thank you. Happy you enjoy my videos. I like putting out the little comic book strip stuff. That was on Instagram. So yeah, go follow Mago Pick, because he's awesome. As a matter of fact, am I following you, Mago Pick? I should be. If not, Oh, I'm sorry. I am now. So let's go ahead and dive into the podcast. Let's talk about Alexander Volkov and Tom Aspinall. I was not sold on Tom Aspinall coming into this fight. I thought, he's good. He's got good hands, but he's not great. I don't know if he has what it takes to be at the top of the division. Boy, was I wrong. Holy crap, I was wrong. Tom Aspinall is legit as it gets, and Axios on Instagram. He's in a group chat of mine on Twitter, and we were talking about it. Like, this kid, he's got hands, but bro, what really separates Tom Aspinall is his footwork. The guy goes from southpaw to orthodox, like it's nothing, and he does it great without getting in the way of falling down or getting caught off guard. He gets in and out quick. The very first exchange, he gets in, boom, 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 lands 3 on Volkov, and then exits out. Yes, it is footwork, Axios. It is footwork. Yeah. So Bruce on YouTube said Patty stuffing his face with pizza. The post-fight pressure was so annoying. No, I don't know if you'd fire him over that. He said fighters who eat during interviews need to be fired immediately, or at least bitch slap. Okay. But no, Aspinall got in there, and what really impressed me most, like, his footwork was great and all, but bro, his grappling was great. He got the fight to the ground, lots of elbows, lots of all that, and he ended up getting the straight arm lock. It was a good showing for Tom Aspinall. I believe he's ready for the top of the division. As for Volkov, man, like, he didn't know how to deal with the footwork. Somebody knew how to worry about one of his jab. Yeah. His timings on the takedowns, you're right, Tovon. His timing on the takedowns were absolutely on point, too. And that goes to his footwork, too. That goes right back to his footwork. He says his timing on those takedowns were fire, I mean. So, yeah. Let's see. Who's he lost to? He hadn't lost since he got... Okay, so he's lost, like, in Bama back in 2016. He's really kind of turned the corner. What disease does Dana have? He sounded like absolute shit in all his interviews. I haven't seen any of the post-fight interviews, but I'm going to take your word on it. So, yeah. So anyways, yeah, Aspinall, I was highly impressed by his performance at UFC London. It was a great showing from him. Moving down the card, Bruce already brought him up. Arnold Allen destroying Dan Hooker, and I mean destroying Dan Hooker. So I saw someone on Twitter the other day. They were fussing at, I forget who it was, a fighter that threw a straight 1-2, and they was like, this is a horrible combination to throw. I'm like, a 1-2? It's like the most basic combo you need to throw. Why is that not a good combo to throw? It gets you in trouble all the time. And I didn't comment. I held my tongue. But Arnold Allen used the 1-2 against a longer and more powerful Dan Hooker. And it worked. Now, while I agree spamming the 1-2 is not a good idea, it has its place. And it's a very important combination, and you need to use it. And guess what? They used it, and it worked beautifully. I'm talking about Arnold Allen ran through Dan Hooker. It was not even close. Like, dude, he fell to 21-12 now. Dan Hooker's fallen off a cliff since he fought Dustin Poirier. Think about that for a second. We'll pull up his record. Dan Hooker lost. He's lost to Islam Makhachev. I'm not going to blame him there. That was short notice. And Islam Makhachev beat Nasrat Haqparast. But then he lost to Michael Chandler. Okay, so it's not that bad. And then he lost to Dustin Poirier. I get it. When he fights great people, he doesn't really win, with the exception of, like, Gilbert Burns. He's got a win over Gilbert. Jim Miller, it's a decent win. Paul Felder, Iaquinta, James Vick. I'm not convinced on those. Nasrat, definitely not convinced. That was a weird fight for him to take in the first place. So it feels like Dan Hooker's found his spot, and it's not at the top of the division. It's just in the division. He's never going to be champ, I don't think. It'd be really tough for him to become champion. That'd be wild. But anyways, so Arnold Allen, though, I mean, the dude is fantastic. He's got one loss back in Cage Warriors in 2014. Since then, he's joined the UFC. He's beat Alan Omer, Meza, Makwan Amirkhani. A win over Mads Burnell is a fantastic win. That was a great victory for him there. Even though Mads Burnell is now in the in Bellator, Mads Burnell is still a really good fighter, and that's somebody that you don't want to miss out on because he's a great fighter. Jordan Rinaldi, Gilbert Melendez. I mean, he was at the end. I think that might have been Melendez's last fight, actually. Yeah, that was Melendez's last MMA fight. Wow. And then obviously we got the Nick Lentz win, Sadiq Youssef, Dan Hooker. Oh no, that one's got hands, bro. And they hit hard. Very hard. I'm telling you right now, Arnold Allen might be a scary contender at 145, is it? Yeah, 145. Dude's good. He's very good, so watch out for him. Paddy Pimblett, everybody's favorite or least favorite. Hey, the Instagram's dropping me some hearts. That's pretty badass. Everybody's favorite or least favorite fighter. Before the fight, him and Ilia Topuria got into it, and man, it was a good little altercation that nothing happened. It was a big old nothing burger. But Paddy gets in there. Vargas comes out swinging, and I've never heard of Rodrigo Vargas until this fight. Even though he fought on UFC 260, he's been in UFC for a minute. Since 2019. I lost to Da Silva, lost to Brock. Okay, I remember him now. That was the illegal knee he threw. So that's who Paddy Pimblett fought. Oh, ugh. Yeah, so Paddy got in there. Vargas took him down, which, fair play. But Paddy ended up getting the back and getting the rear naked choke. And dude, like, against Luigi Venturamini, Paddy Pimblett knocked him out. That's cool, but sorry, I had to cough. But the dude's a grappler all the way. Look at all those hearts on Instagram. That's a heart right here. Look, I love you guys. So he's a grappler. If you watch him in Cage Wars, he's had some flying triangles. Like, he's really good. So I liked Paddy Pimblett. Obviously, he is not ready for the UFC's elite of the division. I'm going to write an article about this on my MMA News later in the week, talking about the new Sean O'Malley effect and how this, I've been crying this for years and nobody's listening to me, but the MMA world and the UFC is going the way of boxing. With all that harsh. Oh, Bruce on YouTube said, who do you think you are, Mario Yamasaki, with all that heart shit? No, Instagram was giving me some hearts, bro. I had to give him hearts back like this. See? So, yeah. Okay, I'll be Yamasaki just for you today, Bruce, because his next fight, I'm going to be Mario Yamasaki refereeing it and letting him die for you because you don't like Paddy a lot. Now, I don't think Paddy's an amazing fighter, but I do know that Paddy Pimblett has potential to be a fun and entertaining fighter that leads the UK. Now, if we got the UFC that's going to start going on and doing these regional type events like we did in the UK just now, where it popped off, they sold out the O2 Arena. Paddy Pimblett's a perfect guy for that. You're never going to match him against somebody top 15. You're never going to match him against Ilia Topuria, who wants the belt. Paddy Pimblett's in it to entertain and make money, and he's doing a good job of that too. People talk about Paddy Pimblett. As much as you love or hate him, they talk about him. He's a daring personality. Yeah. So anyways, let's move a little bit quicker on the card now. Gunnar Nelson beat Takashi Sato. Good win. Molly McCann with the beautiful spinning back elbow. That was gnarly. So she's getting, Luana Carolina, she's kind of settling in. She's getting her rhythm in the third round, gets her range. And like, Carolina, I think, if I'm not mistaken, grabs the arm, and McCann turns away a little bit, angling up, and then whack, the back elbow. Slumped her. I'm talking slumped her. Wasn't even close. It was brutal, bro. And then she goes out and gets the belt. What was that about? Her getting the belt. I mean, what is she, a 125er? Come on, Molly. Like, where did they have her ranked on Tapology? That's what I want to know, because I don't see Molly being... Yeah, I mean, she's lost to Talia Santos, who's fighting for the title next. Nah. That ain't happening. Krylov and Volkov getting calls from Putin right now to report that Putin needs more body. Yeah, Shamil's getting that call too. He just lost to Sergey Pavlovich, so they're going to send him out there. They need to report to Ukraine ASAP, bro. So let's talk about my favorite prospect on the card, Ilia Topuria. Fought Jai Herbert, the former Cage Warriors champion, who's a really good fighter. Jai Herbert's a very, very good fighter, but he's had a rough go of it in the UFC, obviously. After coming up through Cage Warriors, he lost to Francisco Trinaldo and lost to Renato Moicano. It's a very tough fight, Moicano. Beat Karma Worthy and then lost to Topuria, obviously. So he caught Topuria with that high kick, and it was beautiful. I mean, I was like, uh-oh. But the fight wasn't as one-sided as that would lead you on to believe, right? Topuria manages to get the leg, get inside, and get the fight to the ground for a little while and slow down Jai Herbert. But it was the second round where he really did his best work, kind of misdirection on the fighting. He would go up top with a right, and this was the finishing. He did this multiple times, but the finishing sequence was this. He goes up top to the right. Oh, he's hitting my head, and then he goes to the body. Oh, he's going to the body. Let me follow my hands down to the body. And then he comes up right and slumps him. It was really crazy. It's like Topuria and McCann was 2 slumps in a row. Like, they were dead bodies. That was crazy. Pavlovich and Abdurmakov. Paul Craig got the triangle choke. Jack Shore and Timur Valiev with a fantastic fight. Went to a decision. Elise Reed beat McKenna. And then Mohamed Mokaev slumped Cody Durden. Not really. He didn't slump Cody Durden. But he knocked him down with a flying knee. So this kid, he's IMAF is what they call it. He's an IMAF guy. And it's interesting because, like, he's really, really good. Like, the kid is very, very talented. If you haven't watched Mohamed Mokaev fight yet, you're missing out because the guy can fight. And I've been watching him in Brave and since IMAF, really, and I was like, this dude's the real deal. And Cody Durden's 12-4. He's a former wrestler. Comes out there, and him and Mokaev fight. Cool, right? No, not cool, because Mokaev comes at 58 seconds in the round. You know, he's changing levels. And he feints, he shoots a takedown, or he fakes a takedown, and Durden kind of sprawls out the way and all that. And then Mokaev feints a takedown. Durden comes in to wrestle and flying knees him, hits him right on the chin. A little ground and pound later, and then he tries to ground and pound. He goes in, gets the guillotine. Durden picks him up, big old slam. It was beautiful. But he kept the guillotine. Like, bro, this cat is good. He's so good. Yeah, so I enjoyed the Mokaev fight. I'm really looking forward to his next bout. Let's go talk about Glory 80 for a second. Just a brief second. Glory 80 was absolutely terrible. I mean, Badr Hari's winning the fight. I think he dropped Artur Roszczek. And then Artur Strulius, I forget how to say his name, Roszczek, though, catches Badr with the flying knee. Lots of flying knees yesterday, huh? Catches Badr, and then the end of the second round, and then there's pandemonium in the stadium. People are fighting, throwing chairs. They had to shut down the Sadiq fight after that. That was the end of the card. They had one more fight after that, and they stopped it. It's a shame, really. Glory's trying to do what they can for kickboxing, and this is probably going to do them in. Think about that. This is going to do them in. They were on the verge of bankruptcy. Stinks, man. Yeah, so condemn that. And you could tell everybody from Glory is in like full PR mode because Badr Hari is like, I do not stand for this. And Glory's sending out press release emails. I do not stand for this. And it's just kind of lame, bro. Like, we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. Ugly look. Ugly, ugly look. Sad. It really is. I mean, if you think about it. Ugh. Yeah, let me get that taste out of my mouth. But let's go ahead and talk in some NCAA wrestling for a minute. It really is. I mean, if you think about it. Let me mute myself. I was pulling up my Twitch chat too. So yeah, real quick, NCAA. Nick Soriano got the win. Roman Bravo Young is fantastic. If you haven't watched this kid wrestle, he's great. He's going to wrestle at a higher level. He beat Dayton Fix. Nick Lee of Penn State beat Kajian Clark, which that should have never been there. Yanni Diakomahalis. I just wanted to get on here and say his name. Yanni's got a 74 match win streak now. He beats Ridge Lovett of Ohio State. Ohio State's only chance at a national championship. Ryan Deacon, who's been on the podcast with Quincy Monday. Both of them have been on the show, actually. Deacon got the national championship at 157. Shane Griffith couldn't get it done a second time. Lost to Keegan O'Toole from Missouri. Carter Starocci and Makai Lewis, sad. I was hoping Makai could win, but he just got too gassed out, man. Big boys, 184. Aaron Brooks from Penn State beat Miles Amin, which is a big win for Brooks because Miles is, an Olympic medalist, and that's even though it's folk style, so what, right? He got a win over Miles Amin. Like it. Max Dean finished the sweep for Penn State. They won 5 national championships and took the team title home. Who did he? Oh yeah, Warner. Anyways, but the main takeaway from NCAA's last night was Gable Steveson, the Olympic gold medalist. It's crazy. This guy, he won a national championship and a Hodge Trophy. He's going to win another Hodge Trophy this year, but he had to split it last year with Spencer Lee, which understandable. He wins his national championship, goes to the Olympics, wins that. He comes back and wins another natty after he signed with the WWE. And, Colton Schultz, he's a decent wrestler, but he's not going to touch Gable Steveson, and we saw that. Steveson really just kind of controlled the match and did whatever he wanted, right? But after, it was really interesting. Everybody's waiting on the patented backflip, and obviously Stevenson's been working on his WWE stuff, and he starts playing the crowd, waiting on him to react and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I'm not even a WWE fan. I'm kind of bummed he's not wrestling anymore. He would have been a great, he could have multiple world championships and probably another Olympic championship too with how close it is. Then he does the backflip and takes his shoes off, and he's done wrestling. Stinks. Oh boy. Anyways, Thor Bjornsson versus Eddie Hall. I'll just touch on that real quick too before we get out of here for the day. Bjornsson got the win, decision, and Eddie Hall was really odd boxing, man. It wasn't good, really. It was just he was bending over and throwing either the looping right, because he swapped hands, the looping right or the looping left. It wasn't like it was good. It wasn't good at all. Oh, it was ugly. It was very, 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 very ugly. But he managed to knock down Thor Bjornsson, the Mountain. It was odd. But the Mountain did a good job of keeping his feet underneath him. He kept with the jab all night, but that's what got him in trouble, too. Kept with the jab. Yeah, I don't know, man. Celebrity boxing is cool, but this was different, man. This was two big old guys going at it. Bjornsson had a really good moment, though. He was he throws a jab, he slides his back foot, and I've talked about this in the I believe it was the last Lomachenko article I did on my website, how he slides his back foot in after a jab. Okay, so you step out on the jab, and you either touch them or you miss them, and then they know how far to go back, right? But you slide your back foot in on this jab again, and you can step in a second time and crowd them up, which is beautiful. So he did that, double jabs, and then he comes across with the cross. Now, Eddie Hall wasn't using his footwork to keep him out of trouble. So he was leaning back. So when you're leaning back, you're going to fall over. He did that. He fell over. But it wasn't from being crowded. He landed a flush, beautiful cross. Bjornsson did, the Mountain. It was amazing. It was huge. You watched the highlight. It was perfect, man. It was, I love it. So yeah, it was really good showing from Bjornsson. Said, the beef is squashed. All this over a deadlift record. Weird. But Bjornsson likes boxing now. He's going to do it some more. So Pudzianowski, let's do that. Let's make them box. That'd be awesome. Just do a strongman boxing league where these strongmen box each other. I'd watch it. It'd be great. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I really did. It was an interesting event. If you have a chance to go back and watch it, I suggest do so. It was real fun boxing match. It was interesting to see how Bjornsson's been actually boxing for a little while. In preparation for the Eddie Hall fight, and Hall had to pull out of the first fight a couple years ago. So Bjornsson said, "Okay, I'll take some fights," and I think he's had like 4 fights now, 3 fights, with including this Hall fight with Eddie Hall. So you could tell he was much more. And Eddie Hall's like bending over, doing all this stuff. It's weird how Hall was fighting, but he was having success now. Don't get me wrong. The fight was more technical than I thought it would be, so I was actually kind of happy with that. I was like, I can get behind this a little bit. Let's go. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. If you liked the episode, please drop sub, follow, whatever. Comment if you're watching after the fact, because you guys are great. I really appreciate everybody that comes out and hangs out on these podcasts. This will be up on the podcast later, so you should check that out too if you want to do that and get some interviews and stuff. That'll be fun. All right, guys. Blaine Henry TFL on Twitter, Fight Library on Instagram. I'm everywhere. If you want to support the podcast, like I said, $5 a month, Patreon. It's worth it. New content every Monday. Got something new coming tomorrow that I think everybody's going to like. I'm actually going to do it on this Bjornsson knockdown from Eddie Hall. So yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I'm out. Later.